Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I will be showing you how I made this little macrame piece. Now today's video is the perfect example that sometimes when you try to experiment and make something new, you may need to adjust your plans along the way. So please make sure to watch the entire tutorial before you start working on your piece if you will want to recreate this, because there were certainly some things that I had to change here and there and figure out a plan B. So make sure to watch the whole thing, and let's start with the supply list as always. What you will need for this wall hanging are the cords, of course. These are the two that I'm going to be using. They're both 3mm cords. One is from this sparkly metallic, I just love it. I am so looking forward to using it in this project. And then this one is a regular, just cotton 3mm cord. I think in real life, it is a little bit more pink than it shows up on camera. So they are kind of like similar shades of like a pinkish champagne color. Of course, you could use just one cord and one color for this wall hanging as well. So feel free to do that if you want to. And I am putting on the screen right now how many cords at what lengths you will need of this color, so the additional color for the berry nuts, and how many cords at what lengths you will need of the regular cotton cord. Also, all of the measurements are in the description box down below, so check that out before you start cutting your cord. You will also need a dowel rod. This one is 40 centimeters long, or of course, feel free to use driftwood as well. And I still haven't decided, but I think I will want to brush out my fringe, so you will need a brush for that as well. And that's it. That's all you need for this one. So let's get started. We are going to start by taking our cotton cord, finding the middle, and putting it on the rod with the lark's head knot. So find the middle, put it over your rod, make that little loop in the back there, and pull the two cords in the middle through that loop. And tighten. So I am on day 2 of this project. I've got all of my cords up, and now we are going to start doing lots of double half hitches. So we're gonna go in these like triangular shapes all the way down here until we finish with these as our last ones. So let me show you how I'm gonna do that. So we're going to start with these two being our travel cords. They're the 15th cord from the left, 15th cord from the right. So let's do this one first. So you want to hold that cord in the direction where you want your line to go. So hold it like this. That's how we want it to end up being. And then we'll take this cord and do the double half hitch. So make a loop over it, and through this loop we've just created, we will pull it through and tighten. And now just do the same thing. Over this cord, behind it, through the loop, and tighten. So always do these two knots like this with now these two cords as well. So first this one, and now this one as well. Over, through the loop, pull. Over, through the loop, pull. And tighten. So that's it. So you should have 3 cords hanging off this line right here. So let's leave it like that. And now we take this one on the right hand side and we do the same thing except going the other way. Okay, so now we have done 3 cords on each side here, and we want to join these cords as well. So let's take this one and continue with this one as the travel rope, and we'll just use this one to do another one of the larks, of the double half hitches. Now you will just keep adding. So always take the next cord in line to be the travel rope and put all of these cords on it just exactly same way like we did right here. So I don't like at all how this is turning out so far. It's just weird, like all of these cords are really like mushed together at the top here. There's all these spaces in there. The shape is just weird. It's not the straight lines that I envisioned. So I am going to undo this whole thing now. And then I'll start again with some kind of a change of a plan. Well, this sucks, but this is what happens sometimes with these macrame projects. You imagine something and it just doesn't turn out the way you imagined it. So, I mean, I can't leave it like this. I just don't like what that looks like. And yeah, I just can't put that out there. So back up again. Okay, here we are, 1 hour later. A lot of my patience has been lost, but I think this is gonna be worth it. So we're back to the start, and my plan B is that I'm going to start working with these cords on the very ends and just tie the double half hitch knots to these first. And then I'll probably make like a couple rows underneath. So then this part is not going to be filled in with anything. So let's see how that's going to work. Okay, so this looks a lot better, I think. What we're going to do now is just keep adding more rows by always taking the cords that are on the sides and making those the travel ropes for the next row of the double half hitches. I'm thinking probably 3 more rows to go, so that would be 4 rows in total. Okay, so we are done with the 4 rows of double half hitches, and now the fun part begins. Get your second color of cord ready and take 2 of the cords, and I'll show you how we're gonna do the berry knots with these 2 cords. All right, so we will take these 4 cords, the first ones, but we're not gonna be knotting with them. We will take the 2 cords of the different color and wrap them around like this. And from this moment on, these are just hanging there, that's it. And we will make, in order to make the berry knots, we first need to make 3 square knots. So we will do that with these 4 cords that we have just added here. It is a bit tricky, but you'll get there. And leave a little bit of space up here so that you can then wrap the berry knot around. Okay, so we have the 3 square knots. Now we will take these 2 from the middle, loop them through this middle gap right here at the top. And pull, 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 so that you get a nice berry knot. And then again, use the 2 on the sides to make one last square knot, but only one-sided. So only one like this, just for one side. Place the berry knot where you want it to stay. Okay, and then what you can do is just tie these two cords in the back. So I'm not attaching them to anything else now, just making a knot with those two in the back. And now just keep adding the other berry knots down here, always taking the next 4 cords and adding them there. So this is where I am now. So I've put up all, how many is it? 9? Yes, all 9 berry knots on there. I think I'm going to change my plans again. So the original plan was that I would add a couple more rows of the double half hitch knots like we did here, then again these berry knots, and then maybe again once more the triangular shape of the double half hitch knots. But A, I am running out of time for this project, and B, I think since these are now in these like little bundles, I think it would be very difficult to get them into a good shape to make that triangle. So instead, what I'm going to do is I will finish here. I'll trim these extremely long cords. But guys, don't worry, the length of the cords that I've told you in the beginning of this video and also in the description is already readjusted for me cutting them. So cut them, you know, cut the number, the length that I've told you in the description box and in the beginning of the video. So let's trim them and then we will do some brushing for the fringe. So it was a bit difficult to tie the berry knots with this like metallic cord just because it was a bit more slippery and just a little bit more difficult to work with. But the brushing out makes it all worth it because that one is so much fun. Check this out. So you can take your brush and place it right at the top of the whole cord and you just run through it once and look at that. That's just so beautiful and so easy. Just look. Oh my, definitely worth it. And this is the final piece. So I brushed out both the metallic color and also the cotton one here, even though, I mean, you can see that it's still kind of twisting on itself, which I'm good with that. Like, I think that looks pretty good as it is, so I'm happy with it. And then once I was done brushing it, I just trimmed it so that it kind of matches this shape of that, you know, like down facing arrow or whatever you want to call it. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the little tutorial, including the mistakes that I've made and all of these changes of plans. At least you get to see the reality. And I guess this is just what also happens when you try to experiment. Sometimes it's not going to work out the way you imagined. So I think this was a perfect example of that. Well, I hope you found the tutorial helpful anyways. Maybe you found some inspiration in it. And let me know down in the comment section what you thought of this little piece. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.